My art party people, this lesson is going to be how to make an origami eye like this. Be a dragon eye that winks or opens or closes, or a cat eye, or if you want to make a human one, go for it. Whatever your imagination can come up with. You need a paper, a pencil to sketch in, something to trace a circle with, but you might want to wait and see what size you need for that. And then if you want to color yours in instead of shade it with a pencil, oil pastels are really fun for this. A watercolor based marker or a regular Crayola marker works as well, and a pair of scissors if you don't have a perfectly square piece of paper, which I doubt most of you do. So gather your materials and we'll get started. Okay, to get started on your origami eye, you have to have a perfectly square piece of paper. So very few people have a square sheet of paper in your house. So you need to take your rectangular one, and here's a trick to make a perfect square. Bring this edge all the way up so it lines up with the top. Then crease your paper here. Now this edge, you are going to cut off. Try and get it as straight on as possible. Then you're going to open it back up, and you have a crease going this way. Now we are going to make a crease going this way. Match the corner up as best you can. Hold it there. Crease your paper. Open it back up so it's a diamond shape in front of you, pointing towards you. And take the bottom and take that corner and take it right to the center where it meets kind of like a plus sign. Then I turn my paper and do the same thing to the other side and crease. Next, bring up the bottom and fold this paper right up so it's almost touching that middle line. Flip it around and do the same thing on this side. All that work, and we're going to open it back up. So carefully unfold. But now we're going to take the corner and we're going to refold them right on those creases towards the inside. 1, 2 folds towards the inside. I should have 2 spaces left right here in the center after I do my 2 folds. You might have to pause this, look around your house, and try and find a circle to trace that fits just inside of there. I found a plastic cup and I'm going to trace this for the iris of whatever creature I'm doing here, dragon, cat, person. If you're doing a dragon or a cat, they usually have pupil that's shaped kind of like that, but you could do a round one if you were doing a person. And then to make it look fun and cartoon-like, I draw lightly here where the reflection is going to be. You can use whatever medium you would like to color your eye in. I'm going to trace mine with a black marker. going to do the pupil black. And then I think I'm going to do the inside of my eye green. You can use oil pastels, crayons, or markers. I'm going to try markers for this today, but you use whatever medium you're comfortable with. And then I'm just going to start to color it in. I'm putting darker colors on the outside of mine and getting to lighter values towards the inside. Careful not to color in. Now fold this back in. 1, 2. I'm on all the way so the eye is sealed. I'm doing scales on mine. Be careful if you use Sharpie like I did. I noticed that it came through on the paper. So I'm going to try and see if I use oil pastels or if I use crayons, if that will cover it up. I'm going to continue this one with marker since I started in marker. And now that I have my scales in, I'm going to use the dark purple back here. And then I'm going to color it in. Next, flip your origami over and turn it so it's pointing towards you. You can see, find the center where the two folds cross. It might be kind of hard to see, or you might have to refold it to make sure you can find it. I put a little mark there. And then take and fold the corners back so that the point meets that X or cross. Turn it around, do the same again. For the last part, you're going to take each one of the four corners and fold it up to that halfway mark. Turn, do the other side. Take the corner, fold it up, and this is our last fold to the halfway point. So yours should look like this. If you need to stop and rewind the video so you can see that, go ahead. And then, ta-da, flip it open over, and you've got your winking eye. if you want to try the cat eye, which would be fun, you can use any different materials. I'm going to try this one with oil pastels just so you can see how that one works. Again, cats kind of have eyes shaped like this. And then I'm going to add the highlight. If you use oil pastel, one thing you're going to have to be careful of is smudging. So if you get too close and touch the black, it's going to smudge in. But the cool thing about oil pastels is the ability to blend really smoothly. So I'm going to do some greenish yellow eyes for the cat. So I started with the light green, and then I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to overlap the green there, and then you can see how it makes like a yellow green and blends together. And then again, be careful of your little highlight spots. Oil pastels, you kind of have to turn and use the edge. It's also really difficult to get a super fine line with the oil pastels. So I'll do all this first, and then lastly I'll go in close to the black. If you get some black or a color you don't want on your oil pastel, I highly recommend having a piece of scrap paper close by so you can get some of the color off. Or when you're creasing, if you get it on your hands, you need to be able to wipe it off because oil pastels are messy. And I'm even going to go around with a darker green around the edge. And color in the background with black oil pastel, or you could just use black crayon. So now I'll go ahead and get in close. If you get a little bit of a smudge, don't worry about it. Don't get upset about it. And then go around the edge and then color it in. So I would go all the way at least to here when I color in, and at least to that line to fill in. Then after I've got that filled in, I'll fold it and then figure out, I don't know, how to make it look like cat fur. Those of you who have cats might be better at this than me. Be careful you don't get the gray or the black down in there on your eye that you have started. What you could do is take a scrap piece of paper and just lay it there if you're using whatever art materials to fill it in. Once more, remember, flip it over. Bring that to the little kind of X in the center there. Bring this edge in. So now it's like a rectangle. Take the corner, bring it up to the center line. It's easier for me to turn it every time I do that. And this was with oil pastel. You could use permanent markers on watercolors, regular markers, crayons blend really nice too. Lots of fun. There's your cat eye. Could make those more like eyelashes.